Hi, this is Paul. I want to make a video about two characters on Stargirl, Cindy Berman and Yolanda Montez. I think that's Montez. Yeah, Montez. Okay, Cindy Berman's character. She's also AKA Shiv. She was a character who was basically experimented on as a little girl by her father, and she was given these things that come out of her arm, and she's basically a villain in the season one. She, let's face it, she was a villain in season one, and she even wound up killing her father because she accidentally killed her mom when she got her when she after she got experimented on. She wound up accidentally killing her mom, and so she was scared of her father and always wanted to, break away from him. So she wound up at the end of season one killing him. Okay, and Yolanda, her character is Wildcat. She's the new Wildcat for the new JSA, the younger JSA, and she's obviously a hero. Now, those two characters had, of course, a contentious relationship in season one because of Cindy. Like I said, she's the bad girl, and she bad girl in school, and the controlling chick, the cheerleader in charge of everybody. And besides being a bad guy, so she was all that. And Yolanda, excuse me, I was saying Yvette. That's her real name. Yolanda was, she's more like the good girl and stuff, and she was dating Brainwave Junior there for a little bit, and and because Cindy was jealous, she basically when Brainwave Junior asked Yolanda for some some racy photos, and she wound up sending them to her, and Cindy wound up texting them to all the kids in school when there was a school election, and so all the kids in school basically got to see her topless, so she had to live with that shame and stuff, and her parents treated her horribly in the school, so she was basically shunned, and she kept to herself and didn't talk to anybody until like I said, Courtney befriended her in season one and let her be introduced her to the JSA and let her become the Wildcat, the new Wildcat, and they become fast friends with her, Beth and Rick and stuff, and they formed the new JSA. Now, at the end of season one, the ISA was defeated, and Cindy found that little Eclipso, the villain that was in season two. She found the little diamond thing that he was in, and she basically used him to form. She was going to form a new ISA to fight the new JSA. So she's more of she was a villain in season one, and a villain during the part of season two, and then she eventually Eclipso, the main villain of this season, he turned on her and sent her to the Shadow Realm. Okay, and then he eventually sent Courtney, aka Stargirl, to the Shadow Realm, and they eventually got free out of the Shadow Realm along with Dr. McNider, and they came back and they helped all get together towards the end for the climax season finale to defeat Calypso, the main villain. Now, like I said, there was a scene specifically in episode 12 of season 2 where Courtney, after she came home from the Shadow Realm, she went to Yolanda to tell her, because Yolanda had wound up quitting because she wound up killing the JSA, because at the end of season 1, she wound up killing Brainwave Sr. She killed him during the final battle. He tried to fool her to think he was Brainwave Jr., but she could see through the roofs, and she basically sliced his throat with her claws and killed him. And so she was having issues with killing that because he comes from a real religious family. So she was having a hard time dealing with that. And even season 2, she was trying to deal with it, but she just it just got to a point where she kept seeing Brainwave Senior and Brainwave Junior, and then Eclipso was playing with her memories as well. And then finally she just got fed up, or she quit being Wildcat. She gave Courtney the uniform back and said, "I'm never putting on that costume again." And she quit, and she stuck with her family and just shunned her friends and everything. Okay, like I said, so in episode 12, right after Courtney and Dr. McNider and Sydney gets rescued out of the Shadow Realm from the Shade, they make up a plan. They said, they're going to go after Calypso. Now, Courtney, aka Stargirl, she goes to Yolanda to tell her, listen, you weren't the only one that killed somebody, because they showed it previously in the previous episode that the JSA, the original JSA, they actually got together and killed the host of the Eclipso at that time, which was not young, but the adult Bruce Gordon. They killed him so they could trap Eclipso back into the diamond. Okay, so, the JSA had blood on their hands, but, nobody knew that except for Pat and his wife. and the old JSA members that were there. Okay, so Courtney, after Pat eventually told her, she went to tell Yolanda, listen, you shouldn't feel so bad about that that you killed somebody because it happened before. But Yolanda still wasn't having it. She said, you know what, that makes no difference to me because I still killed a person. Okay, so what? So Wildcat, so there's a second Wildcat to kill somebody. So she still wasn't going to come back to fight Eclipso, and until Cindy Berman, who, like I said, she was a hero. She was a villain in the first season and the first part of the second season, but she became more of an anti-hero, and she wanted to team up with the heroes to fight, get rid of Eclipso. Okay, and what she did was it was kind of brilliant in a way. It was like actually reverse psychology. She went to Yolanda. She snuck into her room and basically told her, listen, I don't want you coming back because you're like the weak link because you're guilt ridden about killing Brainwave Senior. We don't need you coming back. She said, I'm teaming up with Courtney and them, and we're gonna go get rid of Eclipso, and so we don't need you. You're the weak link. And then so Yolanda, she's of course she hates Cindy for what she did and stuff, and for always picking on her. So she confronts Cindy and basically shoves up and tells her, listen, I think Courtney's got to be the weak link now, that she's depending on you for anything. And then Cindy sees that she has a picture still of Brainwave Jr. there in her room, and she goes, oh, you still have a picture of Henry? That's his name. I can't remember the guy's name for a minute. Henry, who's actually Brainwave Jr. She said, you still have a picture of him, huh? And then she goes, I remember the day you were making your speech, and then all the photos all the photos that you sent to Henry got splashed to everybody's phone, spammed to everybody's phone. And she said it wasn't Henry that did that. It was me. I did it. Okay. So of course Yolanda loses it and grabs Cindy and like throws her up against the cabinet and puts her hand. And then of course Cindy goes, yeah, that's the fighter. That's the fighter. That's the fighter I want to see. All right. And then she said, she yells at her to get out. And of course her mother hears that the commotion and tells what's going on. And then she turns around and tells us nothing, Mom. Then you see Cindy has left. But that scene right there, that didn't give me the idea, but that scene right there just shows you the potential between those two characters. First of all, the actresses have great chemistry together. Okay, the actress that plays Cindy Berman, she's Megan, I think her name is Meg DeLay. She is absolutely fantastic on the show. The casting on the show on Stargirls is absolutely fantastic. Whoever the casting agent deserves a raise because it's fantastic. All the actors that they get to play the parts. But anyway, they have great chemistry together between those two characters. And I was just saying to myself when I was watching it, and I saw a few people, people make videos of certain moments of episodes for Stargirl they put on YouTube. And other people was thinking the same thing I was thinking. They have great chemistry together, and how her shoving her up against that, against the cabinet, when she found out that she did that, she was angry with her, and she shoved her up against the thing. And then the thing that she did, which I thought was real weird, is that she shoves up against the cabinet and she puts her forearm like on her chest like that, and then instead of Cindy going or pushing her back or saying get off me or whatever, she puts her hand on top of her hand, which I thought was very weird. Okay, why would you do but it's the way that I think the actress played it, Meg DeLay, I think that's her name, Megan DeLay. The way she played the character, you saw that it was almost like she was trying to seduce her or something. And I know that's kind of weird saying that, but you could see the chemistry. It was, and a lot of people. I remember somebody specifically said that was incredibly hot between two intense. It was an intense moment between these two actresses, and I didn't notice it, but until I went back and watched it, and you see when she's telling her about her doing that, and about her was the one that released the picture, and she's looking at her, and she's not looking at her in like an angry way, or a spiteful way, saying that, yeah, I'm the one that did this, how you would say that, you like you're proud of that or whatever. She just tells her like matter of factly, and she's looking at her really intensely. And I just think the chemistry between those two actresses is just electric. And I know people will say, well, you can't you can't do this with these two. But I would love for those two characters to get together. Now, I know people will say, well, you can't do that because obviously Yolanda is heterosexual because she was going, she had a thing for Henry, and Cindy was going out with Henry, even though Henry was kind of reluctantly going out with her. Okay, but I think the chemistry between those two actresses is so good that I don't think you should waste that potential between those characters, getting together, which would be, I know it would be kind of weird that because they were like enemies, but next season's title for season 3 for Stargirl is going to be called Frenemies, okay, which is what Yolanda and Cindy are. They are frenemies, okay. They were enemies that kind of became friends, when they had to team up to take down Eclipso, but I said the chemistry between them is so good that I don't think you should waste it, because towards the end of after they defeat Eclipso at the end of season 3, end of season 2, towards the end, Yolanda's coming out of church, and Cindy is like there waiting, and you said, why is she? She basically tells her, "Listen, I hate this town." And she said, "Oh, why are you still here? I thought you left town." She said, I don't mind this town." She said, "Oh yeah, I really hate this town," but she said, you got a second chance, okay? I want a second chance, I want to. And she goes, and Yolanda goes, "What are you talking about?" She said, "I want to join the JSA." And Yolanda look like, what? And now you're saying, I think they specifically put that scene in there for a reason, because why would Cindy go to Yolanda to say that she wants to join the JSA? Stargirl, aka Courtney, is basically the leader. She's the one that recruited everybody, and so she's basically the leader. But why would she go to her? Because first of all, because she's known her longer. Okay, I think she even mentioned it when she was saying that she was the one that released the photo, that they've known each other since first grade, so they've known each other the longest. Okay, and plus I think I still think for some reason I think Cindy likes her. I don't know. People are gonna say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're projecting and stuff," but no. I think the two characters. I think first of all, I think the chemistry between those two actors are absolutely is fantastic, off the wall, and I think you'd be a fool to waste that potential of having them get together. I think that would be absolutely fantastic to get those two the two characters together. I think just because because their shared history and stuff, and could you imagine get Cindy to actually apologize to the Yolanda for hurting her and stuff, and of course Yolanda would be wary of Cindy's of what her true motives is, but I think that would be great, and then we could find out that Cindy actually has a crush on Yolanda. I think that would be even more of a great thing to see play out, and that's why I'm making this video, because I think those two characters would be great together, and that's just my opinion about that. Now I know some people may think I'm crazy saying this, but I think I'm sorry. I see the chemistry between those two characters, and I think they'd be a fool to waste that potential. Okay, and I know, like I said, people will say, "Well, no, they're too heterosexual. How can you say they're they get together and Yolanda hates her for what she did to her?" Okay, so why would they get together? I still think the chemistry between those two is fantastic, and I think I'm sorry that I think that would be a wasted. It would be a waste of potential not to get those two characters together, because I think the chemistry is great and the potential is great, and those few scenes that we've seen with them, and there was even a scene, like I said, in the finale, where after Courtney got possessed by Eclipso, where Cindy and Shiv and Wildcat were coming outside to once they saw that Courtney got possessed, and so Cindy said, "Okay, we gotta kill the host," and Yolanda goes, "No, we're not killing. It's Courtney. We're not gonna kill the host." She said, the way it works, you have to kill the host. And she goes, "No, we're not gonna kill the host. You understand? We're gonna get her staff, and we're gonna take the staff from her and find another way, right?" And they had a real intense back and forth. Again, I think they're doing that deliberately, putting those two characters together in scenes, so their chemistry is off the charts, and I think you'd be a fool to waste that potential. Okay, because who else are you gonna put Cindy with? I don't think there's no other guy, unless they introduce another guy on the show. There's no other guy besides Rick in their age range, and I think Rick, to me, is gonna go towards Beth. I think at least that's what they showed during the first part of the season. I think Beth and Rick will probably get together. I think, and I think so. That's why I think Yolanda and Cindy to me would be an unexpected pairing, but a pairing with great chemistry. And I know Courtney would probably go, "What?" She would look like her. I think all the people would be surprised. I think even Yolanda would be surprised. But I think that would be the way to go. And I don't know if the writers or creators are going that way, but I think they'd be a fool to waste that potential of putting those two together as a couple. I think the potential is off the charts to put those two together, to have them be a couple. I think would be off the charts. Okay, that's just my opinion about that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Am I hallucinating? Am I completely out of my mind with this idea? But I don't know. I just see the potential between those two characters, and the actresses have great chemistry, and I think it'd be a waste to not explore that potential. But they may not do that because it's it's a CW hero show. They may not, they may say, oh, okay, we don't want to do. But I think it's great to see. I think it could be great if they did go that way. But that's just my opinion about that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below, and again, give this video a thumbs up. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link down below to my main channel, Trepacer. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. And again, my Patreon is only $5 a month. And I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me. And I also want to say my Patreon is only $5 a month. I have not unlimited, I have unedited TV show reactions on there. I got Stargirl Season 2, Stargirl Season 1, got Mandalorian Season 2, The Boys Season 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League, all 4 parts. I got WandaVision, I got Loki, I got What If on there, I got Titan Season 3, I got Doom Patrol Season 3, okay, and much more. Again, link below to the Patreon, $5 a month, and support me if you can. And again, $5 a month. And again, give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel. And this is Paul saying so long, and take care.